All right, let's go on the record. Good morning, everyone. Thanks for being here. The Public Utilities Commission of Ohio is scheduled for hearing at this time and place case number 22-755 AU COI, which is captioned in the matter of the Commission's investigation into the implementation of the Federal Infrastructure Investment and Jobs Act. My name is Jesse Davis. I'm the attorney examiner who's been assigned to hear this case. For today, the subject of the hearing is the implementation of one of the programs under the federal IIJA of 2021. Specifically, the purpose of this hearing is to solicit feedback and comments concerning the draft program narrative attached as Appendix B to the Attorney Examiner entry of January 6th, 2023. I'd note that this is not a question and answer session, and I will add that the Commission is currently still accepting written comments on the draft program narrative. Those can be filed in the docket in written form by next Thursday, February 9th. Further, following today's proceeding, the Commission may issue additional orders and filings, but not necessarily in this case docket. For example, there's 22-1024 and 22-1025. Those both case numbers that involve the PURPA provisions. And there could be additional docket numbers as time goes on. They'll detail continued implementation of different programs. Today's hearing is being transcribed by a court reporter, so if you plan to comment, please speak clearly and loudly. No need to scream, but loud enough that she can hear you and transcribe everything you say clearly for the sake of the record. There will be a transcript in the docket under, again, the case number 22-755 AU COI, which can be viewed on the docketing information system on the Commission's website. Everyone who attends will be given, who wants to comment will be given an opportunity to do so. We've got plenty of time. So without further delay, it looks like we only have a couple of folks signed up here. So I will call the first person. If you'd like to come up and give commentary, you're welcome. The first person, looks like it's Sarah Bloom Anderson.
Yes, thank you.
Thank you for being here.
And I also have with me Janine Weber.
Okay.
So
I see.
I'm not speaking separately.
Okay, just gonna be here. Okay, thank you very much.
Is it important to speak into the microphone or not?
Can you hear?
Yeah, she's saying yes. Okay.
Yeah, oh, I'm sorry, I forgot. We're also live broadcasting, so yes, please, if you can. First I would just ask that you state your name and organization for the sake of the record.
Sarah Bloom Anderson, here on behalf of the City of Columbus, Department of Public Utilities, Division of Power.
Thank you very much. You can go ahead and proceed.
Well, good morning. I'm Sarah Bloom Anderson. I'm here with Janine Weber. I'm a regulatory compliance advisor for the Department of Public Utilities for the City of Columbus. And Janine is the Assistant Director for Regulatory Compliance and Sustainability for the City of Columbus. Columbus Power is a small municipal utility. We are proud to provide reliable and low-cost energy services to our 17,000 customers. In addition to residential customers, Columbus Power provides the electricity for Columbus's three drinking water plants and 2 wastewater treatment plants. Essential services upon which over 1.3 million people and their businesses in greater Columbus area depend. Columbus Power is also proud to be a full participant in the City of Columbus's Climate Action Plan. Grid resiliency is at the heart of the commitments that Columbus Power made in the plan. We appreciate the opportunity to provide testimony today on the Commission's draft program narrative. We submitted a comment on the earlier request for information in September and plan to file written comments on the draft program narrative as well. In our original comment, we asked that the Commission allocate Ohio's small portion of the Grid Resilience Grant money to public projects that impact environmental justice and climate change. We would like to thank the Commission for responding by adding beneficial community impact into its proposed metric for evaluating sub-grantees' applications. Accounting for potential positive effects on energy justice and greenhouse gases is a good start. But there is a piece of the current program narrative that remains ripe for refinement. The draft program narrative only sets aside the federal minimum for small utilities. The Commission calculated that as 11% based on customer count. We appreciate that the Commission is looking for a neutral way to calculate a set-aside for smaller utilities. But a straight customer count representing the federal minimum does not create a fair playing field for Ohio's utilities. In terms of real money for small utilities, the set-aside dollar amount is just too small. The total DOE allocation for Ohio for the program is $7 million for year 2023. 11% is only $780,000. So that would be only $780,000 set aside for 35 utilities, which includes all of the cooperative and municipal utilities in Ohio. That means that the 4 investor-owned utilities are eligible for 89% of the grant, which is $6.3 million. Now, small utilities and cooperative utilities are eligible to compete against the 4 investor utilities for the full amount. We recognize that. But that's similar to allowing the Columbus Clippers to compete for the World Series trophy. Grant applications are time and resource intensive, giving large investor-owned utilities a comparative advantage against smaller and municipal and cooperative utilities. The federal government recognizes that the larger utilities are much more competitive and required at least that minimum set aside. The current draft narrative, which adopts only that minimum that's required by law, results in a process where access to the lion's share of the grant money is unlikely to accrue to the 30-plus municipal and co-op utilities in our state. Small utilities, like Columbus Power, face mounting infrastructure needs in the near term. In an evaluation of Columbus Power forecasted grid resilience needs, our total need for power distribution capital projects is $48 million. This covers voltage conversion, circuit reliability, improvements, and substation improvements. The grid resilience block grants could help us meet those needs, but $700,000 is not going to go far across 35 utilities. In closing, we renew our request for an additional set-aside for small utilities, and we suggest, as we suggested in our initial comment, or a direct set-aside for municipal utilities that goes beyond the bare minimum required by the IIJA. Because this program narrative will be set for 5 years of annual grant allocation, we are asking the Commission to make this modification now to establish the most level playing field, not just for 2023, but for the next 5 years. Thank you.
Thank you very much. So again, just as a second call, is there anyone else who wishes to speak today? Thank you all for being here, and thank you again for your testimony. I think with that, we are safely adjourned. The Commission thanks you for your time.